Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I have here a new pen with a new brand and a new filling system that I have never tried. And this was never a brand that I had ever expected to try, but somebody reached out to me asking me if I wanted to try this on my channel, and I was happy to give it a go, especially after trying the Jinhao Tens and loving those so much. I wanted to give this a try. So it says right on the box, it's the V126 Asvine, or the Asvine V126. And this is comparable to the Pilot Custom 823, which is a vac filler. Now, I have never owned a Pilot Custom 823, so I don't have anything to compare it to. And this is also my first vacuum fill. So these are my first impressions, and I will say, please take these with a grain of salt, because I don't really have anything to compare these to in terms of the vacuum filling mechanism, but in terms of the writing experience, that I can comment on. All right, so these were actually ordered off of Amazon, and I'll include the link in the description below, both for Canadian Amazon as well as US Amazon. And they arrived like this, and here I am trying to open it, and now I can't open it. All right, so now that I managed to open the box, it comes in a plastic case like this, and it comes with the instruction manual, which is very helpful for someone like me who's never used a vacuum fill before, although I have watched a few videos on there. And I chose the clear one. Oh, I like that. I like the frosted look of that, but also kind of the matte feel of that. So let's move this out of the way. Although when you turn the box, you do get one big warning: never clean your pen with alcohol. Very good. So the vacuum filling pens, screw the blank cap all the way when you are writing. And then that's actually helpful for me because I probably wouldn't have done that. All right, so here we have the Asvine V126. And from what I can recall of the Pilot Custom 823, the Pilot clips do have that ball on the end of the cap, or end of the clip there. And then along the cap, you've got Asvine and V126 along the gold band on the cap. And there's some gold trim along the blind cap there, and then gold trim along here. So it is a cigar shape pen. And then in terms of how many turns it takes to open, about 1.5, or just under 1.5. So that's not too bad at all. And then here you'll see the nib. It is a gold tone stainless steel nib, and I believe this is a Schmidt nib. Now with these nibs are actually interchangeable. You can buy additional nibs for the Asvine V126 and also the P20. And they're interchangeable in here. You can purchase those on Amazon as well if you wanted other sizes. So I believe I chose the fine, which I think you can see the F in there. I think that's what I chose. But yes, I think that was all that I had or all that I could choose from was the fine. So how does this feel in my hand? You know what? I actually like the feel of that. It feels quite light. Now, would I post it? Posting, it feels a little back heavy for me personally, because I don't normally post my pens. But for those who regularly post their pens, this posts pretty deep. And you can see that actually within this clear model, how deep it posts. It posts pretty securely. And in terms of balance, yeah, it is a little back heavy if you kind of do that. And then for me as well, with where the cap rests on this part of my hand, which is the perlicue, it's not probably the most comfortable. I don't know what it is about this section of my hand, the perlicue. I'm going to use that word as often as I can because now I actually know what it means. But the perlicue is a really sensitive area for me, and I can get really easily annoyed with anything that is there. So I probably won't post my pen, but even just that is actually very, very comfortable. So I'm going to compare this to other pens that I have in my collection. I'm going to try and film my filling of this, and then we'll do a quick writing sample. So there is the Asvine V126, comparing it to a TWSBI Eco, and I'll compare it to a Pelican M800. Also compare it to a Jinhao 10, and then one of my favorites to compare, the Esterbrook SD. So in terms of its cigar shape, it's a little bit shorter than the Esterbrook SD, but longer than the TWSBI Eco and the Pelican M800, and definitely longer than the Jinhao 10. But let's look at them uncapped. So there are all of the pens uncapped, and I just want to check because I know that the Esterbrook SD has a number 6 Iovo nib. Looking at the sizes of the nib here, so the nib on the Asvine V126 looks a little smaller, and I'm not sure if that's a size 5 or a size 6, and I don't actually have a size 5 nib to compare that to. So can you let me know down in the comments below whether this is a size 6 or a size 5 nib. Now, I do know from friends of mine that that is a Schmidt nib, which is similar to the nibs that you can find on a Benu pen. And now I've got ink on me. Anyway, but yeah, in terms of sizing uncapped, it's actually pretty comparable in length to the Esterbrook SD, and I actually want to bring that closer again and look at the grip section. For me, the grip section is actually one of the most important, and they look pretty similar. I don't have any calipers to measure these, but the way that I hold my pen, it's actually very comfortable, and even where my fingers rest on the threads, those threads are not sharp at all. There is a slight step to the body, but I barely feel that. That's hardly noticeable. So really a good size for my hand. And if you're looking at the Esterbrook SD as a comparison, the Esterbrook SD is a little bit longer in the hand for me, but also feels like it's a little bit heavier. I'm just looking at the width as well. They look also very similar in width. So I'm going to go ahead and weigh this pen now. All right, so now I have my trusty scale, and how much does this weigh when it is capped? It is 27 grams, and then uncapped, uncapped, it is 18 grams. So the cap itself is about 9 grams, which is actually a good weight for me, not too heavy, good size in the hand. Let's go ahead and ink this up. And I'm actually going to show you my process for inking this up because I've never done a backfill before. What I have decided to ink this with is Werengool the Star Child, and I'm so excited to use this. I've had so many great comments about this ink and people really loving this ink, so I can't wait to use that. But to prep my pen for filling, obviously uncap, and then rotate and unscrew the blind cap, and then slowly and carefully pull the lever up completely. Oh, okay. I'm almost afraid that I'm going to completely undo it. There we go. So pull the lever up completely, and then I will have to fully immerse. So let's get my bottle of ink here. Fully immerse the pen tip into the bottled ink to the front end of the grip section. Hold the blind cap with one hand and the barrel with the other hand. So here we go, dipping that in, and then push the blind cap down to the bottom, and the ink will automatically flow into the pen holder, and then I have to remove the pen from the ink. Oh my gosh, that did not do anything. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Oh wow, that was cool. So at my first attempt at filling with a backfill, I think it's not like a ton of ink, but I'm not a person who needs a ton of ink, but it doesn't look like a lot, does it? But I will work with it. I will work with it. So let's go ahead and do my writing sample. Okay, first experience with filling a backfill is messy, but look at how that ink looks in there. I'm so glad I chose Star Child because, I mean, look at how cool that ink looks in there. So now going back to my instructions, that was for vacuum filling. And now I have to unscrew the blind cap all the way when you need to write a lot to make sure ink can flow into the grip well and write smoothly. And then screw the blind cap tightly when carrying the pen with you to prevent ink leakage. So this is already unscrewed. So I'll unscrew that all the way. Let's go ahead and see how this writes. So the brand is ASFine. Ooh, that's actually very smooth. The model is the V126. Nib is fine, and the color is clear. Oh my gosh, it's really smooth. And the ink is Wearingeul, the Star Child. Wow, so far, very, very smooth nib. Oh my goodness, that's lovely. Now, I do have to say, the Pilot Custom A23 has a 14 karat nib. This is a steel nib. There are some people who feel that gold nibs are always going to be better than steel nibs. I don't agree. I think sometimes I prefer a steel nib, and for the price of a vacuum fill, getting that much ink, like look at all the shimmer that's in there. This, for my first impressions, is a good deal. My first ever ASFine, my first ever vac fill. And I remember being intimidated by vac fills, but after filling this for the first time, I think I like it. The pen feels quite light in the hand, but it actually feels a smidge too narrow. The nib is really smooth, and I'm just checking here because I feel like I'm not getting a lot of shimmer, but I am really hoping that this pen works well with shimmer. First impressions are that this is a good value for a vac fill pen. Okay, so overall, first impressions of the ASFine V126, my first ever vac fill pen. I wasn't sure how I would feel about the vac fill, but I actually really like it. And I mean, I don't normally need a ton of ink, but I'm hoping to use this in my A6 5-year journal for the month of June, and I'm looking forward to be able to using it. However, I'm hoping that this works well with shimmer, but I'm wondering if the shimmer is even getting evenly distributed. If you guys have any tips for that, please let me know. But yeah, I mean, I remember at one point feeling like I wasn't going to go into the rabbit hole of Chinese pens that were inspired by other famous brands. But one of the things that I do appreciate about Chinese brands is that they do make pens that are generally very expensive. They make them accessible for a lot of people at their specific price point. And I appreciate that because fountain pens shouldn't be something that only certain people can afford. If they're able to, or if a Chinese company is able to create an experience that is accessible to all people, then great. That is fantastic. So that is my view about Chinese pens. I know that a lot of other people have differing views and may not agree with any type of knockoff or imitation, but for me, it's about accessibility. It's about being able to let everybody experience fountain pens regardless of their price point or budget. I like this. That's all I have to say about that. I like this, and I'm excited to use this every day for the month of June in my A6 Hobonichi 5-year journal. And then by the end of that month, I'll probably have a better idea of how much I like this. But first impressions, I like it, and I'm hoping it's one that I can add to my collection permanently. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to put it on my cute little Coffee Monsters Co. pen rest there. Let me know your thoughts on the V126 if you've tried it, or any other pens that you've tried from ASFine. I do have another one that I'm going to try, and I will post that next week. Great, thank you all so much for watching. I will include links to this for Amazon for both US and Canada down in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and have yourselves a great day.